So the interesting thing about the book of Joshua is that Joshua first had to learn and see how Moses looks at God, hears God, speaks to God, how the full function of the five senses of a human being, how Moses prophetically uses those. Joshua was there as a student, watching how Moses looks at God, and it was so clear that Moses had a 10 out of 10 gaze on God, because what you see, you reflect. So Moses came out with this full beam reflection out of how he viewed God, that they had to put a veil. We also see how Moses hears God, because it was clear. Moses went out there and told Pharaoh as it is. Everybody knew that Moses doesn't speak this way. In fact, Moses assumed what Pharaoh would do, so he ran away. But what brought Moses back was because of what he heard. It had a thunder bigger than the roar of Pharaoh. Thunder bigger than the roar of Pharaoh. So there you have it. Joshua understood that Moses has got a clarity on his earpiece. He hears God clear. Somebody said, I heard you twice. Don't have to repeat it. I heard you twice. And then thirdly, Joshua was there to see how Moses conversed with God, the dialogue, where Moses spoke, only speaks when he's been spoken to, and how he chose what to say, his choice of words. The classic of the conversation, the dialogue, a divine conversation, how it used to flow from God to Moses. So it was all clear. When Moses is writing the book of Genesis, the book of Exodus, Deuteronomy, Leviticus, and Numbers, when Moses is writing these books, Moses has to write in this way. And you can imagine when Moses is getting these revelations, he's obviously having these discussions, and Joshua is hearing some of this stuff that Moses is talking about. And Moses and God had to introduce himself. Let me introduce myself. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And it's 5 albums that God drops. God produces 5 albums, 5 books, and Moses is sold out. He's the God representative. He's getting what God did. Because it was very important, ladies and gentlemen, that God has to qualify who made man, because Moses is going to be dealing with people. So God has to show the DNA, the genealogy, the kindred, the maker of man, the potter's hand, which molded man. Because you're going to be dealing with people. I want you to understand the people that you are dealing with. Number one, how were they made? In whose image? What are they like? How do they hear? How do they speak? How do they sleep? What's their night like? What's their day like? What's their seasons like? So God has to give him the full apparatus. That's the creation. Watch this. Now when God is speaking to Joshua, Joshua already know. He already has the full PDF of what people are like, creation is like. So Joshua can stop the sun, because Moses has given him the creator of the sun. Joshua can cross Jordan rivers, because God has already given the DNA of water, how God had to separate the firmaments. So all that is coded already in Joshua. Joshua, when he's dealing with even the children of Israel, the ones closest to you, he understands the demise of an Abel and a Cain. So he knows people are people. If brother and brother could set it off already, way back then, These guys, I know how to deal with them so that they don't set it off. So Joshua already has that in him. Joshua understands how to elevate, how to divide the cities, because God has already given Moses the DNA of moving him from the place of his creativity, where he created and made him, and putting him in the place of the Garden of Eden to work the garden, turn the garden into a city, into an order, into a strategic place of habitation. That's what a city is. It's a strategic place of habitation where we've got systems, where there's parameters, where there's what to do, how to do it, how to dwell in a city. But interestingly enough, ladies and gentlemen, Joshua is taking over cities that were already built and established by heathens. There's a need for those that we are not in need of. There's a need. They built those cities, built them to the stage where children of God would marvel. Somebody has already built it. Do not disqualify what God qualified. These people that you are taking over from, made in the image of God, understand the DNA of making a city, creating a blessing, making the blessing proper and trim, to the extent and to the level that you must just walk in and get it, walk in and have it, walk in and live it. We have to change our approach as to what we really define as enemies, because we have over-exaggerated and we've gone over an excitement of feeling that they're my enemies without understanding the quality of what it is that they bring to the table. You have to understand that. You have to understand that. Once you understand that, then you know what to get. There are some things, don't get them before your enemy has finished doing his great job that he does. Hence the delay. I hear you. I understand that the children of Israel could have got into the promised land much earlier, but I tend to believe that there were some cities that were not yet finished. No, not yet finished. They were not yet finished. And then secondly, the rightful people who were supposed to have those cities were not yet ready. A generation had to grow, because the generation that was going in did not appreciate cities. For lack of a better word, I think they had a village mindset. I don't have anything with a village, any problem with a village, but I guess you understand what I mean in terms of scale. They could not get the cities, their scale, their mind, their faith and their belief. They were not deserving of the cities. So they had to wait. Somebody say wait. Waiting, not knowing on what's going, sitting on a bench. Wait. Oh yeah, wait. Eventually, Joshua comes. Joshua is the wait is over. The wait is over. The wait is over. In Deuteronomy, last chapter, God shows him the eye of Moses that is able to see. What Moses has seen, Joshua now has to walk into. So God gives how it was created, the sun, the moon, the stars, the governors of the day and the night. And now Joshua has commanding power. He can tell the sun to wait because of what God is about to do. God bless you. Love you. Push.